adding growl. We'll explain what I mean by growl. It's a vocal shift and an actual physical shift to add growl into a read. So let's shift into our growl, and we can shift right here. See, it's like almost, I describe it as starting a V8 engine. Right? V8, it's not an electric car where you just power it on and off and it's silent. V8 engines and bigger engines, bigger voices is the analogy, take time to warm up. And when you hit the gas pedal, it goes vroom, blah, 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 right? So a big voice, when it reads, needs time to start and then die down, start and then trail off. So there's a little bit of vocal rumble. And I think the exhaust and the sound of a car is a great analogy for finding a growl and finding a vocal rumble. Let's hit a read and let's explore what I mean by this.
The rules. No insulting the staff. No weapons allowed. No killing the other patients. Hotel Artemis, rated R, this June.
See the rises and the falls this June. It's not this June. It's this June. Vroom, blah, 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 blah. Vroom, blah, blah, blah. We're hitting that gas pedal, the vocal gas pedal, right? And Hotel Artemis. We're doing a little bit of vowel stretching. Hotel. Ho-O-A-L. We're doing some vowel stretching to create drama.
The rules.
Roo. Listen how long the roo is. The rules. So let's give one more read on that. And let's try reading it as an action movie. And then we'll shift and we'll try reading it like a maybe a thriller or a horror movie. Let's try like this. So first action. It's going to be more intense, right? I'm going to be overtly pushing to let you know it's an action movie. It's going to have a certain sense of urgency.
The rules. No insulting the staff. No weapons allowed. No killing the other patients. Hotel Artemis, rated R, this June.
Right? Boom, boom, boom. It's going to be more punchy. Where if we want to go thriller or horror, I'm just going to back off the energy and bring down my voice, less volume, right? And less energy. Almost relaxed shoulders, just going to be letting the words just kind of fall. Getting a little closer to the mic, maybe even side mouth.
The rules. No insulting the staff. No weapons allowed. No killing the other patients. Hotel Artemis, rated R, this June.
Right? Much more of a still read. Much more of a vibe. I'm letting the images on the screen drive the action, and I'm just kind of there as the narrator in the background, letting it go. So everyone loves this lesson of growl. All right, I didn't talk about how to find your growl. Okay, how do you shift into a growl? You can just literally rumble. So take your fingers, put your fingers on your throat. And I think a great way to do it was try to pretend like you're talking to your mechanic and try to describe the way your engine is idling, right? Assuming you don't have an electric car. Or if you've ever felt a V8 engine, the V8 engine, it vibrates, right? It rumbles. Rumble.
In cinemas this Friday. In cinemas now. Growl.
You see, it's not clean. You're adding a little bit of just a little bit of texture to it. It's not so much of a clean read, and the texture provides wisdom, years of experience, storyteller, someone who's maybe has a scar on their face, or has smoked 1,000 cigarettes, or has lived a hard life. That kind of gravelly, rumbly voice is the voice of a storyteller because we interpret it as them having lived through many experiences, right? So you could find your growl by just holding here and rumble.
In cinemas now. Coming soon. In theaters this Friday. In theaters this Friday. In theaters Friday.
And even in this tone, you can be serious, but then give it a little lift. So here's an example.
In theaters Friday. In theaters Friday.
See, just that little smile, little turn of my cheeks created a lift from a horror movie to maybe a drama or even a rom-com. It could be a subtle little 5% shift in vocal tonality. Let's try again. Say we'll try some genres. Maybe sci-fi.
In theaters Friday.
Now comedy.
In theaters Friday.
Now drama.
In theaters Friday.
Right? Or a horror.
In theaters Friday.
Right? So they're all very 5% subtle shifts. And that's amazing. That it's such a small thing, but would totally shift into another genre. Right? So that's why we did the over-the-top video, to show you the extremes. But a lot of this work is just going to be these subtle the smallest little shifts to create, especially when you're talking about trailers and some sort of cinematic, nuanced storytelling. Everything is going to be very, very small vocal shifts as opposed to commercial or another genre. And this is going to be a great example of another great example of rumble for a thriller. How do we create a thriller sound, right? Again, we're going to go back to the analogy of the engine. So this sound is going to be right at the idle. It's not going to be a high rev. That's going to be your action movie. This is just going to be a nice little idle. And we're going to get right on this pop filter, and we're going to tell a little story with our idling tone. Okay.
If they hear you, they hunt you. A Quiet Place is the most original and scariest movie in years, and is now 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. A Quiet Place, now playing.
Very small mouth movement. My mouth is barely open, all right? Just a little bit of a gap, and I'm just kind of letting that idle, just coming right out. Very, very small mouth, very, very small jaw, very loose read. I'm not tension. My body is not tense. I'm just very loose. One more. We'll try it again.
If they hear you, they hunt you. A Quiet Place is the most original and scariest movie in years, and is now 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. A Quiet Place, now playing.
And even on that word, Rotten Tomatoes, I gave it a little bit of sense of familiarity.
Rotten Tomatoes.
You all know it. You all love it. Ooh, I trust it, right? We're trying to sell the idea of that this is a great movie, and you have to see it. So I hope you enjoy that.